As I say, from the very first presentation we've got from BIM in relation to this project, I've had serious concerns. Now, I'm not going to start talking about scientific or anything like that because the speaker's coming behind me. But I'm going to just say to you in relation to this, this is basically a political campaign. Because I mean, what's happening here is BIM are going to do a paper exercise to give to the Minister of the Marine so that he can grant the licence out there. That's effectively all that's going to happen in relation to it. Now, you all know and I know there's only one way that you'll stop a political campaign, a political process like that, and it's to have a political campaign against it. But I'm going to have to say to you here today that at this particular time, you're losing that campaign. Because as we walk down here today, there's one TD here with me, Noel Grealish, and there's one councillor standing behind me. You know, so what's happening here today is that there's a lot of politicians that are sitting on the fence on this one. And you're going to have to get out there, you're going to have to ask them, are they on the fence, are they in favour of this, are they not in favour of it? That's what you have to do. Here, here. Here, here. I've made calls on Galway BFM in relation to the politicians, and one thing that's seriously lacking is the opposition politicians, and Eamon O'Keefe is one of them and Trevor Clardy is the other. These guys are sitting on the fence, they're actually still building the fence in relation to this, because they are looking at this thing of 500 jobs. The reality, there's going to be no 500 jobs, there'll probably be no plus jobs, there will be jobs displacement. Because what's going to happen here, if those cages get out there, between the sea lice and between escapees, it'll wipe out the wild stock, and as wild fishing as we know it, it'll be gone forever. For the sake of a possible 500 jobs, it's not going to happen. I mean, they're not, even when the BIM guys came to us, they said they couldn't guarantee us the jobs that stay in Connemara. First they were promising them the island, then they were promising them on the mainland, then they're saying we'll give them to Rossaville, then we'll say they're going to Kilkieran. I mean, the man that's promoting this project is like a two-bit car salesman. He has an answer for everything, but he has no concern about the wild stock. So what I'm saying to you is that the politicians, if you don't have the opposition politicians on board, you're going nowhere. So you're going to have to go back out, you're going to have to talk to Eamon O'Keefe, you're going to have to talk to Trevor Clardy, you're going to have to get them guys on board, they're going to have to be talking about it in the Dáil, they're going to have to be raising it, they're going to have to be outlining the major problems to the Minister in relation to it. And you know, I have to say, 25 years ago, some guy said here, we had a situation, we had the Rod Lice situation. I was possibly perceived to be on one side and other people on another side. I'm fully behind you in relation to this now. I have no problem being here today. When I came out against this at the start, somebody said to me, did you come under serious political pressure? I came under no political pressure whatsoever. I have made this stance on the basis of the information that has been put before me. I can see that it's a totally illogic situation, and I have no problem supporting you, and I go anywhere to support you in relation to it, but it has to be brought to a national level, and the guys, the opposition TDs, the opposition senators, if you can't convince them that there's a problem, you have a serious problem. And as I say, I'm not going to, that's as much as I'm going to say in relation to it. Work on the guys, and you have to start on the guys from the councillors as well. The councillors in the city, the councillors in the county, you have to work on them guys. If you don't work on them, if they don't think you have a problem, they're not going to worry. I mean, you look at Galway this week. What's the biggest political problem that came up in Galway this week? They stopped serving soup in the hospitals, and yet there's a possibility of cages going out on Galway Bay, and the councillors, they're worrying about soup. One councillor worrying about soup, and he's the guy that's taking all the press and everything that's going on. So I'm appealing to you guys. You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to raise this campaign to an awful higher level. You're going to have to get the opposition guys on board with you. You're going to have to convince them that there's a problem, because if you don't, it's gone. And that's all I'll say. Thank you very much. Thank you, Thomas.